My name is Shelley Betor, and this is my Hidden Figures in the United States project. For my first hidden figure, I chose Sidney Poitier, who is an actor, film director, and ambassador. Sidney Poitier was born on February 20th, 1927, and is still alive today. He was born in Miami, Florida, but was raised in the Bahamas. When Sidney was 11 years old, the Poitier family moved from one part of the Bahamas to Nassau, the Bahama capital. It was then that he first experienced the magic of movies. At 15 years old, Sidney moved back to Miami, Florida to live with his brother, Cyril. At 16 years old, Sidney moved to New York City, serving briefly in the Army. Following, he worked as a dishwasher in a restaurant, where he later saw an ad for actors in the newspaper. He went for a tryout at the local theater in Harlem. The theater's co-founder, Frederick O'Neill, was impatient with Sidney and told him he didn't like his Caribbean accent and poor reading skills. Sidney continued to work at the restaurant and listened to many radio broadcasts to improve his speaking. He later returned to the theater and was hired as a janitor in exchange for acting lessons. Some of Sidney's major contributions to society was his acting. After working as a janitor and taking lessons on the side, Sidney began working as an understudy in Days of Our Youth, which later led to a small role in the Greek comedy Lysistrata. In 1950, Sidney made his film debut feature in No Way Out. He continued to act in a few more films, and in 1963, he played the part of an American serviceman in Germany in Lilies of the Field. This role earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor, making him the first African American to earn this. In one of Sidney's later films, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, Sidney's character was engaged to a white woman. This was Hollywood's first love story between members of different races that didn't end tragically. Sidney was stated in the London Times saying he suited their need, was clearly intelligent, and I was a pretty good actor. I believed in the brotherhood in a free society. I hated racism and segregation, and I was a symbol against these things. Some interesting facts about Sidney Poitier is that prior to being the first African American to win Best Actor, he was the first African American nominated for an Academy Award, which happened twice before winning. On February 21st, 2001, Sidney won the Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word Album for The Measure of a Man, and in 2002 received an honorary Academy Award in recognition of his remarkable accomplishments as an artist and a human being. The next person I will be discussing is Mary McLeod Bethune, who is an American educator, philanthropist, and civil rights activist. Mary McLeod Bethune was born on July 10, 1875, and later passed away in 1955. Bethune grew up in Maysville, South Carolina, in poverty as one of 17 children to formerly enslaved parents. Everyone in her family worked picking cotton. However, Bethune became the only child in her family to go to school. The missionary opened a school nearby for African American children. She later received a scholarship to Scotia Seminary in Concord, North Carolina. After graduating in 1893, she went to Dwight Moody's Institute for Home and Foreign Missions in Chicago, Illinois, graduated 2 years later, and returned to the South to begin her career as a teacher. Mary McLeod Bethune's contribution to society. After being an educator for almost 10 years, Bethune founded the Daytona Normal and Industrial Institute for African American Girls in 1904. The school started out with only 5 students, and she helped grow that number to more than 250. In 1923, the school merged with the Cookman Institute for Men, where she continued to be the president. The merged institution became known as Bethune-Cook College. This college was one of the few places African American students could pursue a college degree. Bethune stayed with the college until 1942. Along with Bethune being the college president, she also served as the president of the Florida chapter of the National Association of Colored Women. In 1924, becoming the organization's national leader. Bethune also was involved with many presidents leading her expertise. In 1935, Bethune became a special advisor to President Roosevelt on minority affairs. In the same year, she also started her own civil rights organization, the National Council of African American Women. This group was created to represent women workers on critical issues. Some interesting facts about Mary McLeod Bethune. In 1898, Mary married Albertus Berthune and they moved to Savannah, Georgia, where she was employed for a year as a social worker. Bethune also founded the Educational Institute Training School with $1.50. The third hidden figure I chose was Barack Obama, who was the 44th U.S. President. Barack Obama was born on August 4, 1961, in Honolulu, Hawaii. His mother, Stanley Ann Dunham, was born in Kansas, and father, Barack Obama Sr., was born in Kenya. Barack graduated in 1983 from Columbia University. After he graduated, he had a few jobs in Chicago, Illinois, and later decided he wanted to be a lawyer and graduated from Harvard Law School in 1991. On October 3, 1992, Obama married Michelle Robinson. Prior to his presidency, Obama entered the world of politics in 1996. He ran and served for the Illinois State Senate and won until 2004. Then he was elected and served on the U.S. Senate for 3 years. Obama defeated Hillary Clinton in the 2008 presidential primaries and later took on John McCain in the general election. He was inaugurated as president on January 20, 2009, and was re-elected again in 2012, winning the election over Mitt Romney. Barack Obama was the first African American president of the United States. One of his greatest accomplishments to society was his health care reform, which helps poor people be able to afford health insurance and to provide quality health care for all Americans. Also, in 2009, he nominated and obtained confirmation for Sonia Sotomayor, who was the first Hispanic person and third woman to serve on the Supreme Court, and in 2010 nominated and obtained the fourth woman to serve on the court, Elaine Keegan. One other contribution to society was that Obama repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which formed a new policy for gay and lesbian men and women to be able to serve openly in the military for the first time. Some interesting facts about Barack Obama. Obama likes to play basketball and is an avid sports fan. He can speak Indonesian and some Spanish, and he won a Grammy Award in 2006 for his voice in an audiobook, Dreams from My Father. The final hidden figure I will be discussing is Aretha Franklin, an American singer, songwriter, and civil rights activist. Aretha Franklin was born on March 25, 1942, in Memphis, Tennessee, and died on August 16, 2018. Her mother, Barbara Siggers Franklin, was a gospel singer, and father, Reverend Clarence LaVaughn, was later recognized as a nationally renowned preacher. Aretha Franklin's musical gifts became known at an early age, largely self-taught. Franklin got her start by singing in front of her father's congregation. By the age of 14, she had recorded her earlier tracks at her father's church, and a small record label released them. Some of Aretha Franklin's most popular music includes the Aretha album, Respect, and the Amazing Grace album. In 1967, Respect became a mantra for both the women's and civil rights movements. The song radically overturned gender conventions by situating a woman as primary breadwinner and challenged sexist assumptions. After attending many of Martin Luther King Jr.'s rallies, he awarded her the Southern Christian Leadership Award for her dedicated work. And finally, some interesting facts about Aretha Franklin. In 1968, Aretha sang at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral. Throughout her career, she sold more than 75 million records worldwide, and she was awarded the National Medal of Arts and the Presidential Medal of Freedom. In 1987, Aretha Franklin became the first female artist to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And those are my 4 historical figures. Thanks for listening.